Is that better? Do we have sound? I've been talking to myself for 5 minutes. Okay. Sorry guys. I don't know why this is in portrait mode. I set it for horizontal, and when I move it to horizontal it says the chat runs across the top facing downwards, so it's impossible to read without my head on the side. And when I turn it back so the chat's the right way up, it says orientation is locked, rotate device back. So I don't know about that, but I don't think it's particularly good. Anyway, Peter, g'day. Stuart, hello. Adam, hello. Mark Osborne, good day. Mark Sheddock, hello. Dan Shed, good day. I've got no idea why that is. Don't know. We're going to have to live with it for now. I'll have to do a test stream at some point. I don't know when. But right now, scheduling a stream in horizontal seems to be almost impossible. I started in horizontal and it says, please move it back. Anyway, no idea. The sound keeps coming back, cutting out apparently. I'm not sure about that either. Apologies about that. Let us know if it's still a problem. I think our tablet's about dead too, which isn't helping anything. My contrast is way down because I just started up. I don't know why that is, but if I change the contrast, I'm going to close the live stream to do so. So I'm not feeling like that's a very good idea. So we're going to live with that. There we go. What a absolute stuff up of a weekend we've had. Adam's sound comes and goes. Not much help with that. Now, I'm standing in the middle of the workshop, which means that there's no actual cabinet here, that bench that was here before. So if we come over here, I also haven't charged any devices, so we've got a plugless extension cord. I went on Free Marketplace and found this chest here for nothing locally, and another one in my bedroom, which is a full height one, for the same price at the same place. Right, so that was a good deal. Over a little bit of petrol to go and get it. So I haven't really loaded them up, but we did unload this cabinet, this bench that was here, and got rid of that. So we've got space, which is really nice, but we've still got empty containers and stuff, and we haven't got anywhere to put all that bar stock and welding filler. Also on Monday I went and found this cabinet here, which was $50, which is solid timber. I'll just shut that door a bit, maybe. So that's pretty good. That's a good quality, decent timber shelf, which actually might be actual solid timber. So that fits that space beautifully. It means I can still get the door open. There's room to put stuff on it. I haven't really sorted out or organised it or anything else. Thinking a couple of shelves in here at halfway mightn't help. If I got some 30mm ply and dress the corners up, put one here and one here. Don't know yet. But anyway, that's something we did. Not solid chipwood, no, it's actual timber. It's pretty jolly heavy. I don't know what it is, but it seems to have like the board divisions in the same spots on each side, like on here and on here. So I'm guessing it actually is timber. Anyway, not terrible. It's never been wet, so we will never tell whether it's chipboard or not. It might be veneered, might be pine veneer or something, but it doesn't. It seems to be all book matched and everything, so I don't know if it is. I think it's a decent bit of furniture. We'll see. Time will tell us. So that's happened. So I've sort of put some bits and pieces down here, and some boxes, screws and taps and dryers and things. We have a hammer rack, which is basic pegboard gear on that pegboard. Moved most of them off the back of the pegboard where the cabinet sits up against and up here. Don't think it's ideal. I'd like a decent pegboard somewhere. That may still happen. Probably over there on that wall behind that chest. Don't know. That would be very nice to put some of this stuff up out of the way, and then that wouldn't be in the way. I'd like that. Apart from that, we've got Allen keys on the side there. That's about all I've done, really. Not particularly organised here. Tuesday before it rained, I got in and added a bit on this. So this is starting to look like it should. There's still quite a lot of dark and shade. There's a rainbow to go in here next, sort of in here. And then we can start thinking about putting the sails for the windmill in front of it. And some light and shade, because it's all very monochrome here and you've not really got any sense of the direction of the building. Katana, g'day. Hi. Good to see you. So this part here, which is in shadow, and this part here, which is also in shadow through here, it needs a bit of a dark wash or something on it, just to give us some idea of the shape of the building. This is starting to come together, like it really is. It needs yeah, probably some boxes or something in under here, or just some storage area or something. This has still got to be finished here with some trees, and the branches in these trees have got to be done something more like these ones. And then there's the sails on here, and then the board around the outside, and then they're going to get a coat of varnish. And then we can put a red banner on here with the sort of shop name and stuff, and probably down the bottom here a white Facebook page or something. Anyway, that's where we're at. So that was a bit of work. Did that. Something we spent some time on Tuesday. Sunday went to Beenleigh Marcus, didn't buy anything except a bad record for $2. I think that was it. Had an awesome day, really. And then went and found these cabinets. What happened Monday? Yeah, not very much, probably. Seems a shame to write over the picture. Yeah. Public holiday on Monday here too, but I think I did stuff. Probably went to Bunnings. Probably cleaned some of this stuff up is what happened. Oh yeah, and Dan broke his ribs and punctured a lung and abused his kidney. Oh no, the kidneys were with prior injury. But apart from that, yeah. He fell out of a tree. Him and his wife have got this funny kink where they pretend to be yowies up the bush. And probably I shouldn't say too much about this on live stream. It's a public sort of a thing, but I think that's how it works. And he fell out of a tree. So that's the story as I heard it. The kidney damage, of course, is prior sort of injury that's probably exacerbated by the punctured lung and the broken ribs. But the Yowie King thing, it's a bit weird, but that's what people do. Apparently, there's some weird people out there. It was a furry accident. It's an accident, yes. I guess that's what it is, really. I hadn't thought of it in those terms, but yeah, they have conventions and stuff for people like that. Anyway, I don't judge. Anyway, we're sorry you broke some ribs and doesn't say how many ribs. How many ribs did you break? And how many punctures? How many bits are sticking out? And how far did you drive with the said injury before you got it looked at? It's a lifestyle, yes. Anyway, I worry about you, Dan. I really do. I think that there are some issues there that need to be resolved before you take this to the next level, really. Anyway, and then 2 days in hospital. Was it 2 days in hospital or only just one? Anyway, they should have kept you a bit longer. Do your kidneys a world of good, I imagine. Anyway, sorry to hear that, Dan. We're very sympathetic about it. We really are. But the whole, yeah, the tree thing is sort of a little bit hard to take seriously. I bet it was a slow drive home on that road. Anyway, tonight I went down to surface before I come home. So I've only been home, 20 minutes or so, half hour. Mark Osborne's asking all the important questions. I wasn't that brave. No alcohol. Hope Sam's sympathetic because, yeah. Yeah, liver's not real good, I don't think. But anyway, you'll come right. I Sam sometimes becomes my hero. We've missed your liver. It's all a bit drastic. Scars are a turn on? I don't know. Yeah, we're going to keep a mouth shut on that one. Probably best not to have an opinion on that with current audience. Anyway, Did I say that? My mate Jeff Marshall at Martial Arts said he never had many of these brushes left, and I've been meaning to get some for a while. I had a little bit of spare cash left over from a job, so number 13 and number 11 lettering quills, which are very nice. They're still all in plastic, and when they come, we'll open it. Maybe they're damaging it too much to slip the plastic off. When they come with like a size in them, or like a gelatin almost, just to keep them all. It's a water-based thing. Keep them all in shape so they don't get too bent or anything. Now that needs a good wash up, and then they need a good go with some motor oil. And that should be, what's the big one here, 13 millimeters wide or something. Put a line down. So, yeah, it's a 13. These aren't bad brushes. This is the second brush. It must be the second or the third batch, because they're different to the ones that I saw in the first batch, which I've got. Too late at night for bills. Daylight saving down in the southern states, which is a bit of a problem. These really need going through, and that was something I was going to do tonight, but I don't think I'm going to get time. There's all sorts of crap in here, and most of them could do with oil up. But yeah. Daylight saving would be less of an annoyance if we had it in Queensland, but we don't. So these all need pulling out and welling up. A bit of maintenance, so we need to sort these out. But some paint, some other things. Don't know what's in there, but that's a foundation brush, which is very nice with gold leaf. Wouldn't mind daylight savings here, because we're still daylight at what, 4:30 a.m. or something, and it's still dark at sort of 10 to 6. So it'd be very nice to go home an hour earlier in the summertime, because it's kind of ordinary leaving work at 10 past 6 and not being able to do anything because it's dark. But that's Queensland. So these want a good wash up with some soapy water and some oil on them. They'll get that at some point. Poor old paint boxes down there on the floor. It's a bit of a mess actually. It's been outside in the rain because we had a fairly fairly heavy rain for a couple of days, but hasn't hurt it. I don't think it was undercover. Probably doesn't make much difference to Peter. Up here in southern Queensland, it definitely does. It means going home in the daylight for some of us, rather than dark, which is really nice. And some people have got to walk home in the city. It's not a bad idea. So that's one of the things that happened this week. Got some paint stirrers picked up this morning. There you go, put them in there. Roll of tornado tape, which I'm going to have a bit of a go with. I'm trying to get my head around this stuff. I've never had much luck with masking tape at all. Usually get bleed through and all that stuff. This stuff's probably all right. We'll have a look and try. and some fine line tape, which I probably should add months ago for jobs. Anyway, so that's that. No progress at all on that board. It's still sitting there in olive green. Eventually. Journeyman Randy, good day. So anyway, this bench here is still pretty cluttered. I don't know if you noticed that. There's still stuff that needs to go away and projects that need to be sorted out and finished. There's some patterns like these that need to do something about these. I've actually got halves for this, which are the motion cover knobs for the Fowler. There's stuff that's got to do. At this point, I'm kind of keen to get this finished. And the other one, which is probably a good question. Don't know where the other one went. It's but there's another one as well, which is nowhere near to that stage of advancement. But this antique shop's opening fairly soon, so I've been in contact with the customer today, and he's good on this, but we need to get onto them and finish them. Gosh, what else happened? What else happened? Oh. Another thing that would be very useful, I thought, and I've sort of a few times thought I wished I had one. Went and bought one of these in an upside down box. We turned up the right way. So, also got the car serviced and the registration paid last week too, so I'm feeling a bit accomplished and things like that. I feel like things might be starting to come together a bit because I'm still sort of not actually on overdraft this week. But Dan has one of these. I could have just borrowed Dan's. Should have just borrowed Dan's. Is yours the same as this, Dan? Put the box down there. Not exactly the same. So Datum's sort of one of the better brands, and most of them are really expensive. This one wasn't. It's limited range and no buttons it this way. No power supply and all those sort of things, but it's not a bad little level. Comes with basically a magnetic base like that, which is excellent. I'll put it in the car. No worries at all, Rich. It's not a problem. I'm onto it. In all your spare time, when you're starting to feel better, I'll get it down to you. So anyway, I'm sure you all know what this does. But it's pendulum operated. put it up here so you can actually see it. I'll get them, Dan. I'll get it sorted. I'll come down and see you at some point. So it puts a vertical line and a cross line. It's got a pendulum in it, so it's always straight up and down, which is very clever. So there you go. It's show and tell time. That's the exciting thing that happened this week. Very useful for putting lettering on a wall. No, don't drive too far or anything. For some time. The blinds aren't level. The blinds are pretty jolly level, but they're out of fraction. Yeah, it's about 5 mil over the lot. Interesting. If we turn the lights off, see, everyone needs one of these. And I've got one if anyone wants to borrow it. That's where we're at with that. Yeah, fixing the blinds is what it's for. Making sure the building's level on the sign. Actually, the building's not far off level, so I'm pretty impressed about that. Anyway, let's turn him off and lock the pendulum. Put him back in the box. Everyone needs a chime whistle. I'm not as convinced about that as anyone. Now, Dan got a chime whistle, and it needs some sorting out. I think it'll work, but it needs some sorting out at this point. It's not got a lot of volume and it's not got a lot of decent resonance. But I think it's probably mostly just pipe work. I think a lot of it's pipe work, to be honest. And exposure to the elements. I think there might be some condensation problems or something there too. I don't know, but only experiment with it until they get it right. But this chime whistle, I guess, is what you're talking about. We will at some point start looking at that. Dan, question. Is this your tape measure? Does this look like your tape measure? Anyway, while we're on it. So that's a job. I don't know if there's very much else that's exciting that's happened. I've got leftover containers that I'm slowly emptying, which is really nice. Slowly. Have made no progress at all on the lathe projects. Could be Joe's tape measure. It's not my tape measure. Might be a finders keepers thing, but righto. It's not yours. It looks like it's probably mine, to be honest. That's where we're going with that. Probably mine. It's actually probably Joe's. And it probably, if it lives here, it's a bit communal anyway. No, it wasn't Dad's. He wouldn't have bought one of them. If he bought something, it'd be Lufkin. He wouldn't buy anything else, or Stanley, or Starrett. I don't think he'd buy a Sterling. But don't know. It's a cheap tape measure from somewhere. Don't know who it belongs to. Apart from that, I got a quote for $1,900 to get the van up to scratch. And at some point I'm going to have to spend some of that at least, fairly quickly. So the left-hand side back wheel bearing's a bit rattly apparently. That wants fixing. They gave me a quote to machine the back drums and put new pads on, which is very good because I didn't think anyone was going to machine them. So that's one job. The front ones really need new pads and new rotors. That's the word I'm looking for, rotors. So that's another job. So the full quote comes up to about, with that and brake flush and a few other little jobs, it comes up to about 1,900 all up. So that hurts, but it needs doing. I've already spent 1,000 on it this month. So cars are expensive. Don't get a car. And if you do get a car, don't do so many miles in it. Anyway, apparently there's nothing really serious, but it wants doing at some point. I'll get it done soon. Take care, Adam. Thanks for everything. Have a fun night. Thanks for tuning in. Just seem a mite dear, but it's not as expensive as I calculated it out. I was expecting to put new rotors all the way around and new calipers, and for a Euro car, I was expecting to spend $2,000 on that. I added the bits up and stuff and thought if I've got to do it myself, it might have cost me $1,500, and I thought $2,000 might have pulled it up. But if they're going to machine the rotors, to break it down, I think it's $140 to machine them and a couple $100 for labour for front and a couple $100 for labour for back. About $650 to do the front ones, and to do the wheel bearing, and the back ones I think was about $950, and the other $300 or so was incidental small stuff that needs doing when it's done. So yeah, probably you could do it fairly cheap, but I think it probably could do with at least new front rotors, and I think that buying bits for a Euro car isn't cheap. I think their labour and padding costs to do the job were pretty decent actually. Anyway, we'll see. Everything's going up all the time though. So that's that. That's really it. I guess everyone's seen a thickness tester, have they? Has everyone seen a thickness tester? Ultrasonic thickness tester? This is only a Chinese one, but it's a very useful thing. Comes in a fancy blue box. I even took the batteries out of it when I finished using it. It's got an ultrasound probe, see, which goes on an oily surface. When you plug it in, it's got a calibration chip, which is 4mm or 3mm, something, 4mm I think, in steel, known quantity. So you can put it on a surface and set the ultrasound rate to the right material, and it'll tell you pretty closely how thick something is. So if you've got a boiler that's got cavitation and stuff in the back, or it's rusted out or it's had 40 years of gum leaves sitting on the top of the boiler and rotted the top out. You can clean it up and you can use this tool to find the thickness of the material without looking at the inside or without measuring through, like drilling a hole and measuring through it or whatever. If it'll tell you whether it's that thick or how thick it's supposed to be, and you can find out in a boiler, you can find a piece of plate that appears to be very close to full size and measure it, and then you can compare the rest and map that out, and that gives you some idea what's wrong with it. So very useful tool. Don't use it very much, but it is one here. If anyone's going to look at boilers, which is something I strongly disapprove of, but it does happen, I am aware of that, you come and get my ultrasonic tester and check it. It's you, Mark. Anyone else that might be going to go and buy a steam engine, good thing. But fridge, yeah, I'll put it in the car, and then next time I need it, I'll have it down there. I'll lend it to you. So, what have I got in here? Measuring gear, the consequential indicator holder in the 3D printed box, my number drills, this angle measuring thing, which is sort of, I'm not convinced it's a good thing, it might not be, my That Lazy Machinist V-blocks, my Stans and Kosky Z squares, my John Creasy parallels, and my gauge box set from Stan. This one's empty. That one's got assortments in it. I don't know if that's a very useful place to keep them or not. That one's got useful measuring equipment I never use. Mark's got one. Micrometer stand there, that could probably go in the cupboard as well. I just put that there then. Has everyone seen this? I'm guessing you've all seen it because I made a video about it. Everyone made a video about it, and there's some much better builds than me. Mine was a bit sort of ordinary. Never finished the box properly. But this is Stefan's design. If you go and look at his website, I think you can download the drawings. Probably there's a link for the one he made, and he's made a more modern or a better version since. This is a pretty nice thing. I like this. It's a centering indicator mostly, or edge finding indicator. Really like it. It's a very useful thing to have. He's got a low clearance one, which is even nicer, but I've never ever made one of them. So that was a project once. This one's nice little Pelican box, which I have got a seal for somewhere. It's never been fitted. So as you might have guessed, there's not very much happening this week. My big push is to get these finished. We also went shopping and got Joe some cabinets for his bedroom, which was really nice. We could turn the lights back on. This box lives on the front seat of the car with sign writing gear in it. It's in here at the moment, but it's a bit of a pain. I've actually made a good thick bench top here. So this is a decent bench, and I'd like to put a vise on it. And whether I move that vise out of the way there and put it over here, which seems like a really good idea for now, I might do that. Or whether I put another vise on here or put the woodworking vise here and leave that one there, I don't know. There, but maybe that vise there will go over here. And then that gives us a fair bit more bench space over here, because this is a bit useless on this bench, to be honest. Anyway, that's where we're at. There's no progress on projects at all. No progress on anything. So that's a bit slack. No progress on this little mock-up engine. And then we do have an actual bench to show you now. Sit it on. No progress on that. No progress on the chime whistle. All the foundry stuff's gone in that box. So there's scrap metal and all sorts of stuff in there. And patterns and things. We need to go through that and see what's in there and what's not, and then take that up. Might be next weekend. Mark, I might call in and see your good lady on Tuesday next weekend if I get up there. Got some shirts to give her. Stuff. Yeah, it's a bit wet. It is a bit wet. It's been raining. I was down the surface this afternoon and tonight, and it was a bit wet and miserable there. Had to go and pick up those paintbrushes. And then Helensvale was rainy all day. And I guess it was probably rainy here too, because it's a bit damp and there's still puddles and things. Anyway, that's about where we're at. Messed with the subscriber counter. Here we go. Listen up, people. I messed with my subscriber counter, which I've got, right, which was working for quite some time, and then it changed. Operations changed with the APIs from YouTube, and now I can't get it working at all. So I'm not as electronically literate as some people are, but I can't get it to talk to my YouTube channel and count subscribers. So I'm giving up on that for a little bit. But I did go to the trouble of opening an old computer and finding the upload to put on it and all that sort of stuff, and changing the IP address and all that, but it doesn't seem to work. So no subscriber counter, and I don't know whether it's going to stay on the wall or not. If anyone knows how to make that work, that's awesome, but I don't. It'll probably be in the code, but where in the code, I don't know, and whether the code's even relevant for the way YouTube is set up now, I'm not sure. In fact, I'm suspicious it's not. So it's a matter of waiting until someone actually makes it work and puts a YouTube video up and then copying it. That's where I'm at with that. Morning, William. I don't know when that's going to happen. Still got 2 castings there that I've had made that I haven't even thought about cleaning up, so that's pretty slack. Got a couple of bill knives. I'll show you those because we had a look last week, but this one here, which is seeing some signs of wear, it's really nice. Not particularly sharp, this one, for some reason. Don't know why. Whether you missed it, it's actually kind of blunt. So I might talk to him about that at some point when he's back on knives. This one, which is sharp, it's really nice. These must be old stock because none of them have got the B on them for Bill. I've got another one as well, which I'm not sure that one does. It's got his initials on it. Got EBB. I'm not sure what that stands for, but it's probably not Bill. You shouldn't eat with the Bill knife. So And there's another one too, which must be in my bedroom, because it's probably out by the 3D printer where it belongs, I think. But I use that all the time. It's very nice. Eggs and bacon bay, that's what it'll be. Thanks, Stuart. That's where Bill lives. Righto. Oh, awesome, Peter. I probably should go to Tassie and go and see him and take him this down and get him to sharpen it. That's where I'm at with that. Don't know when that's going to happen. I've got a box at Stuart's too that needs to be brought up here, and that hasn't happened yet either. But we're getting closer to that day because there's more room for stuff. I don't know if I've got much else to share, really. Sorry, guys. A bit boring. Not much happened. Really appreciate you all tuning in. I'm going to probably call it a night because I'm feeling a bit sleepy and I've still got some paperwork to do and stuff. Might be on the Discord. If anyone wants to join the Discord server, there is a Discord server. PM us or something. Peter might put the Discord server link up. It's all a bit sort of, see, ankles. Yay! Blucher boots. Danish duck feet that need to be replaced. Yeah, cute socks. There's the Discord. If anyone wants to join the Discord and join in the crap, that's there. But thanks, guys, for joining in. Appreciate you all. Take care of each other. That was strategically timed, Peter. And more soon. Anyway, I'll catch you later. Appreciate you all anyway. See ya.